Welcome to Real Life with Jennie. My name is Jennie Senaparatna. Grab your favorite drink, get yourself a snack, and we will get started. Today I have gingerbread joy tea. It is so delightful. And I have the last popcorn ball. So let's get real. I want to give you a glimpse into the Senaparatna Christmas. Now, I realize that you probably will listen to this after Christmas, which is just fine. Do not let go. But it is important sometimes to kind of see what other people are doing for Christmas. In fact, the one thing that I wish, and I know that I am not in charge of anything, but I thought about this yesterday. You know, you have Christmas cards. And so people, much more before, would send like a letter. Now they just send a picture, which is great. I love seeing the pictures. I love seeing the kids growing up. It is just so fun. But they used to send a letter. And I would love, instead of that I get to ask every person one question. One question that they have to answer, because I'm like, what is happening with this? And that I can just ask that question. Just be like nosy during this time of the year. Now, it's never going to happen, but that is Jennie's wish, that I could just go and say, you know, are you okay in this area? Because is everything okay? Or I just am so nosy. Okay, anyway, there's the Jennie Christmas wish. I miss the letters. I miss knowing what people are doing. Even though it wasn't always truthful, I do miss it. That's okay. We're going to move on from there. So I have always loved Christmas. My husband loves Christmas. It has been something that we have just enjoyed so much. And as the years have gone on, outside of our own ability to like change things, Christmas doesn't look the same as it used to, right? Christmas changes, family dynamics change, like it just becomes different than it used to. And that's hard sometimes, because I used to be one of those people that I was only an early morning girl on Christmas morning. Like I would wake up before the kids. Like we have one child, but you know, I was always up way before her. And so and now I'm kind of like, can I sleep till noon? Like, you know, life changes. And many years ago, my husband and I actually stopped exchanging Christmas gifts because I have a real anxiety about giving gifts. Now, I realize that we use the word anxiety pretty loosely nowadays, but I get really, really anxious. Like, I love buying people gifts. I love buying people even souvenirs. In fact, I stopped buying souvenirs when we went on trips because I got so nervous about giving them to people. I used to give out gifts to the people that I worked with, and I was so nervous. I was almost sick that day because I was like, I usually put a lot of thought into what I gave people, but I was always like, what if they don't like it? What if it's not enough? What if they don't see that I care about them? What if, you know, like I just get there and I cannot let go of it. And so every year when I'm giving gifts, I'm like, oh no, what if it's the wrong size and they're going to be disappointed because it's the wrong color? Or what if this, what if that? You know, all these kind of things have creeped in. So Kevin and I no longer exchange gifts because it was kind of a high anxiety thing for me. And so a couple years ago, my daughter actually, who is an only child, felt the burden of us not getting gifts. And so she felt like she needed to get us gifts because we weren't giving each other gifts. And so we decided to take that burden off of her and get a budget together, which is how we live our lives, right? Like, and I had X amount of money to spend and Kevin had the same amount, and we spent it on ourselves and wrapped it up and put it underneath the tree from the other person. And then I have bought Kevin all these gifts that I don't know anything about, and he has bought me all the gifts that he knows nothing about, and we opened them, and surprise, this is what I bought myself. And it works, because then we have presents to open, and my daughter doesn't feel like it's all about her, and we also kind of get what we want, and that anxiety is a little bit lower for me. So this year, like many years, my husband loves to open presents early. Like that is his thing. And granted, so am I. It's me too. In fact, we used to open like the 14th of December. Like that was when we opened up gifts because we just don't like to wait. Why wait? Jesus loves you every day of the year. So We would open early. So yesterday my husband was like, let's open a gift. And I'm like, you know what? I really haven't wrapped any gifts. So of mine, I hadn't wrapped any of my gifts. I had one under the tree and I was like, I really haven't wrapped anything. So, maybe not. And he was like, okay, no problem. And then the day went on. And as the night came, I was like, let's open a gift. And so I took out my one gift and gave my daughter one of her gifts, and my husband took one of his gifts, and my husband opened up a great t-shirt that was quite hilarious and very fun, so that was fun. My daughter opened up the t-shirt. But the thing that was most interesting that I had forgotten from the year before is we have a little dog who's 8 years old, Caspian, and he loves Christmas time. Now, I realize that you can't tell what dogs are doing and that the non-dog people are like, what's happening? No, you can tell with my dog what he loves and what he doesn't love by his tail. His tail can go in an absolute full circle if he's excited. It wags back and forth if he's happy, and it droops to the ground when he's very sad. And so he went over to the Christmas tree and started looking for his presents. And he did this last year. In fact, we passed out all the presents, and he went underneath the tree looking for his gifts. And he couldn't find any because I did not wrap him any last year. I had completely forgotten. And guess what? I forgot again this year. I am so behind. It is just crazy. Anyway, so last night he's looking and he couldn't find any gifts for him. We didn't pull one out. And he was like, what's happening? And then he came over to my gift. And my gift was a squishmallow. So it was soft like a dog toy. And it was wrapped instead of in a bag. And his gifts are always wrapped. And so he came over and tore mine open. And he was so excited. He was like, look at the gift Mom got me. His tail was swinging. He was just tearing up the paper. He was just so excited. And I was like, yeah, that's not yours. Took away the toy. And quickly realized that I had not bought anything for him. So what do? Right? As a good dog mom, the dog, my daughter, and I all piled into the car and went to PetSmart. Went to PetSmart and found him toys. We bought him 4 toys and like something to eat for like $10 because we bought all the clearance toys because they're on sale right now because it's almost Christmas. And he was like, this is amazing. I'm with my family and I'm out and about smelling all the other dogs and this is just great. And we got in the car and then we drove to Caribou. His tail is in a full circle when we get to the Caribou line because he knows there's a pup cup coming his direction. And he is standing on the console looking at the barista going, you do see me. I'm here. See the dog? I'm here. Full circle tail. This is so funny. Whenever you go to the bank or you go to a Starbucks or a Caribou, the dog knows. So he comes up so they see him at the bank. Oh my goodness, it's so hilarious because he'll sit in the back and just be like chill at everywhere else. But when we're at the bank, he sits up there and he makes sure that the teller sees him. So he gets the treats. It is hilarious. I'm like, this dog just he's a food orientated dog. Like, what do you do? So we came home, we went and looked at Christmas lights afterwards because we always take the dog with us. So Sam and I go and we always chat and have long, deep talks and look at Christmas lights, and the dog comes with us and we have hot chocolate and pup cup. I don't ever get the pup cup because now I used to like pup cup, woohoo! But now they put a bone in it, so like a dog treat. So it's not, I can't have any of it, which is fine. So we did that, and I put his toys up on the wash machine last night. And this morning, he is scratching at the wash machine. And I was like, what is going on? And I look up, and I'm like, oh, his toys are in the bag up on there. And he was like, Mom, like, those are mine. I know those are mine. Let's get this going. So I went and I wrapped him up a gift, and his tail is full circle. Like, he is just so excited as I'm wrapping up these little stuffed animals because he knows it's for him. And I just walked away going, Oh, I wish I had that joy and excitement again. You know, the joy and excitement of a young toddler or a young child at Christmas time, that it's all anticipation and joy when they open that gift and they know it's underneath the tree with their name on it. I've always tried to have like one of Sam's be the first one under the tree. And I remember when she was little, there was one time I came out and she was just sitting next to the present. Like, Mom, this is mine. You know, that complete and utter joy that just goes all the way down to your toes. And now I have a dog who is just so excited. What's funny is he doesn't open gifts any other time of the year. It's just when the Christmas tree is up. He doesn't bother the gifts the entire time they're underneath the tree. He leaves them alone because we put them underneath the tree almost right away. So they've been there for over a month now. And he hasn't bothered them at all. It wasn't until we pulled them out to open them ourselves that he was like, oh, good, here we go. So it's very funny, just that, like, he's so smart. Dogs are so intelligent. Anyway, what does this have to do with you? First of all, it's Christmas. And it probably doesn't look the way you thought it was going to look. You know, you're maybe dealing with a loss of somebody, whether it is through relational turmoil or they've gone to heaven, or the loss of an animal, which is hard too. I mean, there are so many things that can really drain the joy out of Christmas. There's so many stresses and fights and anxiety and I'm not good enough moments at Christmas time. And I just wanted to come on and encourage you with the joy of my dog for Christmas time. Because I have dealt with a lot of things this Christmas, just emotionally, not necessarily anything bad, not necessarily just me kind of just fighting through things, you know, maybe just a little bit of like, woe was me kind of moments. And I've done everything that you're supposed to do for Christmas. You know, I've watched the Christmas movies. I've spent time with family. We went to church. We made Christmas cookies. Like, we've done all the things, right? And this morning I'm watching my dog and his joy that a toy is being wrapped and put under the tree, which he is now left alone, by the way, which is quite hilarious because it's wrapped up, put under the tree, and now he's not even bothering it. Because it's not time. But that joy is something that we can have when we realize that whether we are with a group of people and feeling alone, or we're by ourselves and we're feeling alone, that God is here to say, I want to be your joy. I want to be your peace. I want to be with you. That is why he sent his son to earth. That's why Christmas exists, is because God wanted to have a relationship with us and that we wouldn't feel alone in a big group or in a group all by yourself, that you wouldn't feel alone, that God would step in with you and just embrace and cover you with his love, his joy, his peace, his patience, his kindness, his faithfulness. That he would just come in to where you are this Christmas season, going into January, into February, into March, that no matter what life should look like, and it doesn't, that God's like, but I'm here with you. That joy of a simple clearance toy from my dog would be a reminder to you that God can bring you joy in the midst of your chaos and your struggle, or maybe even the perfect Christmas. Maybe this year you're one of those few that this has been a perfect Christmas and you have the Christmas spirit. And I'm super happy for you because I've had those days too. I've had those moments that I'm like, oh wow, I feel this. And then I feel the love of God too. And I would swap out the quote unquote Christmas feeling for the love of God any day of the week. And so I just pray that you feel the love of God, the joy of God, and the peace of God, no matter what your circumstances are this Christmas. Well, I'm going to wish you a Merry Christmas, even though you're going to listen to this after Christmas. Merry Christmas. I just want you to know that God loves you. That's why this holiday exists. It exists because God sent his only son to the earth to die for you, to be resurrected because of his love with you, so he could have a relationship with you. And no matter what life looks like, you are never alone. God is with you. He will stand with you, he will embrace you, and he will take care of you. You are never alone. Well, you can find me at Real Life with Jennie on Instagram, Facebook, and Be Real. You can also support this podcast by going to Buy Me a Coffee at Real Life with Jennie. It's a great way to just throw a couple bucks at the podcast to keep it going. And you can also find me at christconnection.cc/Jen if you want to book a service. We would love to come out and share the excitement of who God is with your congregation or with your small group or with whoever. I just love meeting people. So let's do this. Merry Christmas, guys. I hope that the Lord fills your day with joy, peace, and love because you know that you're not alone. Have a great week.